Welcome back to the news at 10. One of Nigeria's sports betting provider, Betway Nigeria, has presented the sum of 50 million naira to an estate agent. The winner, Emeka Cephas, won the amount after playing a 10-game accumulator with the company. The check presentation was held at DigiBay Limited in Victoria Island, Lagos.
Emeka Cephas, a Port Harcourt-based estate agent, has just won the sum of 50 million naira and he's on his way to receive it. Emeka had played a 10-game accumulator on Betway Nigeria, part of the global sports betting provider, after staking with just 13,000 naira.
We're all excited to have you in the house.
According to the marketing manager of the company, this is the second biggest payout in Nigeria's sports betting history.
We've been here for 2 years. We look forward to a long, exciting time in this country. We take our responsibilities to our stakeholders and our customers very seriously. We play fair. We are very particular about compliance. And for all our customers and all our stakeholders, we are also very committed to making sure that everything that has to do with Betway runs very smoothly.
The Lagos and Ogun State Zonal Coordinator of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission has a word for the sports betting outfit.
It's all about integrity. DigiBay, you have kept your words today. It doesn't just end on running after or advertising that players should flood your sites, but when there are winnings, you pay. And you have kept faith with that today.
For Emeka, Betway Nigeria has lived up to his expectations.
When you play, you expect to win, but it depends if you're lucky to win. So I say thank you to Betway for making full payment of the money. They are not owing me any dime, so I tell them thank you.
Betway is an online sports betting platform in Nigeria that provides a wide range of betting odds for sports such as football, cricket, rugby, tennis, and others.
Go to betway.com.ng now. Betway, for the love of the game.
Let's talk some more money matters now with Bisi Adebayo in Business News.
You first. First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria has vowed to do everything possible to defend the country and the reserves. The CBN governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, made the commitment while reacting to a British court ruling which gave about $8.9 billion, which is about 3.2 trillion naira arbitral award against Nigeria. Mr. Emefiele says although the judgment has an impact on the country's monetary policy, the CBN will do all it can to aggressively follow through and ensure the execution of that judgment is suspended.
Since the news about the judgment broke out late on Friday, we've been discussing with our counsel, and our counsels have advised that there are sufficient and indeed sufficient and strong grounds on the basis of which we could file a stay of execution and also an appeal against that judgment. There are certain anomalies in the process leading to the award of that contract which is being looked at, which is currently being looked into by the EFCC, and I believe that EFCC themselves have their own investigation reports about that. It's important for me to seize this opportunity to assure our friends, local and foreign investors who have expressed, who have called to express solidarity with us, not to express concern, but to say that there's no need for anybody to worry. We know that the implication of the execution of that judgment has some impact on monetary policy, and that is why the Central Bank of Nigeria is going to step forward and very strongly too to ensure that we defend the country and we also defend the reserve of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
A total of $160 million has been disbursed to Nigerian companies providing services in the manufacturing and gas sector. But that's according to the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, which also confirms that this is part of the $200 million Nigerian Content Intervention Fund launched in 2017, which provides funding at 8% interest rate. The Executive Secretary of the board, Mr. Simbe Wabote, told journalists in Abuja about other initiatives of the agency.
It's been 2.5 years since the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, Mr. Simbe Wabote, took over the mantle of leadership at the organization that has remained at the forefront of adding value to the nation's oil and gas sector through its 5-point strategic parameters.
It combines classroom.
At this meeting with journalists, Mr. Wabote reels out how the organization is aligning itself with the federal government's drive for economic growth and the recently signed African Continental Trade Agreement to create jobs.
We can report on the successful implementation of our novel service level agreements, which we signed with the Nigerian NLNG, international operating companies, under the aegis of the Oil Producers Trade Sections, OPTS, and the Independent Petroleum Producers Group, IPPG. These SLAs have helped to shorten the NCDMB interface on the tendering circle in the oil and gas industry from 36 months, which existed prior to our coming on board, to 9 months. This is a no mean feat in terms of the potential economic impact. It has also enhanced board compliance with the requirements of the Nigerian Content Act and led to significant reduction in the unit cost of oil production in Nigeria.
Executive Secretary Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board then gives an update on how its $200 million intervention fund of 2017 is developing local content.
A meeting with the Bank of Industry management to know where we are with regards to the fund. And I am sure some of the borrowers have been paying back in line with their agreement. So it's a revolving fund. It does not completely deplete. But of course, when you have more people interested in it, there might be need to look at it. So we will look at how successful it's been, and then we'll take a decision going forward.
For over 9 years, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board has been providing capacity building, research and funding options for indigenous companies in the oil and gas sector. The management is promising to build on this vision in the years ahead in adding value to the nation's economy.
Let's turn to the Nigerian equities market now, where a 1.34% gain recorded by the banking sector led to a positive trading session today, pushing the all-share index to its first day of gains in the month of August. Here's Adediong Iwang with a summary of today's trading activities.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The bears have had a firm grip on the market since the beginning of the month, but the reverse was the case today as the all-share index began the week on a positive note, up by 0.71%, the highest gain this month. Now this comes despite the 2.41 and 1.59% losses from the insurance and consumer goods counters. Today's positive reading was largely due to the gains from the banking sector and MTN Nigeria, which added 3.07 Naira to its share price. A lot of activity was seen on the shares of WAPCO, Transcorp and Zenith Bank. Now, investors were reacting to the positive earnings released by the Tier 1 lender and an interim cash dividend of 30 kobo per share. About 250 million shares worth 4.17 billion naira changed hands in 4,116 deals. And these are the top 3 gainers and losers for the day. Well, that's a summary of Monday's trading at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. I'm Adediong Iwang.
Thanks, Andy. Meanwhile, most stock markets in the other parts of the world also got off to a bright start to the week as Treasury yields rebounded in the U.S., easing fears of a possible recession. Let's see today's numbers. And that's it on business news. It's back to you, Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks, BC. Still ahead on the news at 10. Ousted President of Sudan, Omar al-Bashir, appears in court to answer to charges of corruption. Coming from our London bureau, around the world in 5. Join us again.